Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a Truth by Billie Beene flash update. Today's date, November 16, 2024. Time in Texas, about 11 a.m. Let's begin with Sara. Sara is currently a tropical storm, 45 miles per hour, barometric pressure up, indicating it's de-escalating at 999, moving forward at 2 miles per hour. It's still currently impacting this area, predicted to move across the Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico and then up to Florida. But let's talk about what is it going to be should it impact Florida later next week. So currently it's in the area of Central America, bringing as much as 30 inches of rain, flooding in Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize area. And then it's going to cross the Yucatan by about Sunday at 8 p.m. Now, currently over the U.S., we have highs forming. We have some cold fronts. And according to Ryan Hall, Sara will get into the Gulf of Mexico, but will be impacted by the systems over the U.S. And Ryan believes it will not be a hurricane. It will not be a tropical storm. If it does hold together enough as some type of weather system, it will just bring more rain to this area. So that's good news for us. No more hurricanes. Space weather is quiet, no flares, no CMEs. And now we'll talk about society. So in any population, whether it's animal or human, you have 3 to 5% who are psychos or sociopaths. Out of this number would come 1% who are woke. And now we're seeing out of this 3 to 5% psychopaths, sociopaths, human population, we execute a few as serial killers. When they're in our neighborhoods, eccentrics, we avoid them. But many of these individuals do become politicians. And in animal populations, we have the same percentage. I know, talking to my vet years ago, who graduated from Texas A&M Vet School, we were talking about, we had a collie then who was named Reveille. My husband graduated from Texas A&M. We were talking about the collie population at Texas A&M because their mascot is a collie, Reveille. And he was letting us know that a certain percentage of the collies that Texas A&M raises to become their mascot have to be euthanized. Because it is true, and based on my own science background, there is a certain population in animal lines and in humans who are psychopaths and sociopaths. And now I know that Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota, who's going to head up the Homeland Security hot mess, had written a book, and in it she received a lot of criticism. She was the head of a family farm in South Dakota, because she euthanized a 14-month-old dog who bit her and would not take instruction after the dog was 14 months old, so should have been pliable by then. I submit she did well to euthanize that dog. It was most likely part of this 3 to 5% of animal and human populations who are psychos and psychopaths and sociopaths. So I believe she has the grit to take on Homeland Security, and as an American citizen, I certainly view Homeland Security, and particularly FEMA, as a clear and present danger to the American people. So I believe Governor Noem does have the grit to do what is necessary. And as a social commentary in line with what I'm covering here was that heavyweight boxing match that took place last night in Arlington, Texas. 27-year-old Jake Paul versus 58-year-old TYSON. Paul won on unanimous calls, but I submit this boxing bout of a white guy against a black guy, with the white guy winning, puts forth and communicates a deep state turning to now favor white males and the white population in the U.S. So that's going on. And now, what do we have cooking over the weekend? Possible war, Iran versus Israel. That could kick off our time in the U.S. tomorrow, November 17, about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Iran, that would be 8 hours ahead and would be November 18, about midnight. But Iran, this past weekend, gave warning to Israeli citizens in Haifa and Tel Aviv to evac those cities by this weekend. Iran had established a NOTAM area over central Iran because stating rocket launches would be taking place. Iran this morning has expanded that NOTAM to include central Iran and 4 other locations inside Iran. It is known from U.S. intel satellites that Iran this week has positioned on launcher trucks 1,500 missiles all around Iran, plus additional trucks were following the launcher trucks carrying additional missiles. So it appears that Iran plans to bomb Israel with thousands of missiles, which could kick off tomorrow. So it's good to be in prayer for Israel, for the U.S., and for protection of President Trump, his family, J.D. Vance and his family, and all Americans. I love you, and I'll see you soon.